Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. What are we doing? I'm working on the Skiff.13 because I am tired of not being able to effectively push pole on the poling platform because the lower unit right here on the Merc 20 is constantly dragging in the water. Believe it or not, that's the highest that I can lift the outboard up out of the water, and it's because of this right here, the tiller arm. I'm gonna lift her up and show y'all exactly what's happening. Whammo, before I can get to my last trim lock, that right there is happening. The tiller arm is hitting my poling platform, and that is a no-go. Some of y'all are asking, well, why don't you just tilt it all the way to the port side? I can do that. Here, let's lower the trim handle. Okay, we unlocked it. That's the way it is whenever I'm actually traveling with it. Now we're gonna turn her all the way to the port side, and that is it. That's the furthest that I can go, and you can see that it's hitting the trolling rod holder right there. So there's no way to turn it anymore because we're all the way port side. And you go to the starboard side, the same thing. We're hitting that rod holder. Is it a bad design? That's up to each and every one of y'all to decide if you were to purchase this platform. To me, no, it's not a bad design. It's just something that you have to probably live with. Now, okay, so I'm gonna think about this before I put my foot in my mouth. Is it a bad design? I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't know. If I had a jack plate, then that would alleviate the whole issue because I can just like raise the outboard up out of the water and I don't have to worry about anything. But with a jack plate, we're adding 27, approximately, like the max, 27 additional pounds. And if you go with another occupant on the skiff, then you're exceeding your weight limit, or you're very close to it. So this thing, in my opinion, is designed as a one-person craft. Like, you can comfortably and effectively fish one person on it, no problems whatsoever. She's gonna give you that 3-inch draft. If you throw another person on there, or if you throw way too much gear on here, your draft is essentially gonna change to like maybe 6 inches or more. And that's basically what I've done with taking my son out there with me. We've just exceeded the weight capacity on it, and that's why I'm having all my issues. A lot of people seem to think that I dislike this platform, or I'm having buyer's remorse, which is, man, just for expressing like truths about the platform doesn't mean I dislike it. I absolutely love this thing. And I'm just letting y'all know what it is that I'm experiencing out there. And today we're just going to try to remedy the one issue of dragging our lower unit, the skeg, in the mud. Because push poling, I seriously, I get really upset when I'm out there and I can't effectively push pole because I'm dragging my outboard in the darn mud. So in order to correct that, Mercury, and I'm pretty sure all other outboards have the same thing. What we got right here is a bolt that controls the position of the tiller. And by loosening this up, and also there's a hex bolt underneath here for an Allen wrench, loosening that up will allow me to change the yaw. So what does that mean? As we're in the straightforward position right there, the yaw just means that that tiller extension, as we're going straight, we're now gonna move the tiller all the way to the port side so that we can clear this right here. And now I'm gonna be able to access the very last trim tab that lets me go up. There's 3 trim locks, and right now we're in the second one here. Let's put her all the way down. So there we go. That's the complete, that's the way I have the outboard whenever I'm underway, and that's the way you're gonna go. Now, we go up to the first position, right there. There we go. That's position number 1. This is the highest that I can get it right here. in number 2. That's the highest I go because we cannot get it up to number 3. It won't reach that last trim lock, which is down up underneath here. Y'all can't see that because I can't see it. But with this change right there, we're gonna be able to get it done. So let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is remove the little boot. Let's shift the angle right there so that hopefully y'all can see. And we're also gonna lower the tiller. There's a little rubber boot that protects. Where did it go? Right here. It protects this nut right there. That's a 15 millimeter. We'll take an extent, like a long 15 millimeter right there, socket, a deep well, and there we go. We'll break that loose. Now the Mercury manual says that you're gonna pull that almost all the way off to the last few threads. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. There we go. You might want to put your finger down below and hold that bolt from dropping through. So there we go. We've taken it off right there. You can see that. I'm going to put it back on the first couple of threads and make sure it grabs. There we go. All right. The next thing is to take this big, I forgot what size this is, but there is a hex nut right underneath here. Let's take the camera off and I want to kind of show y'all where it is that I'm working. So I don't know if y'all can see that, but the hex nut is right here where my finger is, right there. So in order to get some leverage on that, because I don't own any fancy Allen wrenches, I'm just gonna put this onto a wrench to get some leverage on that bad boy. But once we loosen that, we should be able to change the yaw on this guy. There we go. There we go. All right, let's see if that's good enough to lift. Yeah, that's perfect. This right here, let's get that out the way. This little piece right there is what we're actually wanting to lift up. So you see that, how we're able to lift it. And now we can shift the tiller. So now we should be able to lift that up and shift the tiller all the way to the port side. Let's see. There we go. There are some lines, and you're probably not going to be able to see it with just natural light. There are little lines right here that show you how many lines, that like notches that you moved over. That's what I'm saying. So there are some notches right here on this little clamp that show you how far you moved over by like increments in however many degrees. I just went all the way to the left-hand side, port side for you seafarers. Now what we do is tighten this back down. We're going to go in reverse order, and once everything is tightened back up, that's it. I'm gonna show y'all what we've just done, and it's that simple. Alrighty, there we go. Nice and snug. Let's put the rubber boot back on there. Right there. And that's pretty much it. We are now done. You can see we're gonna straighten out the outboard. Let's see how good we can get this right there. You can see that we're straight now, but look at the tiller. It's offset to the port side now. And watch this. We're gonna unlock the tiller. There we go. Now we're gonna go over here all the way to the port side. Aha, y'all see that? Look how we're able to clear that rod holder now. Look at that. You see that? It's now clear. We're all the way to the port side. Now, let's see if we can extend this all the way up and get that last trim. Uh-oh. It is not making it. That is a bummer. It did not work, fellas. Let's put the trim lock on. Okay. Let's see now. What can we do to actually try and lock it? Here we go. I'm going to pull it down. Nope, that's not going to work. We have to unlock it. There. Let's come down. And what I'm going to do this time is put it right up against the rod holder. So from there, we're going to go right up against that rod holder. Let's see if we can go up with it now. All right, here we go. Wish me luck. Ah, we got it. Did y'all hear that? It just locked. So, check that out now. Fully out of the water. It's fully out of the water, and we are good to go. That right there is gonna keep us high and dry whenever we're push poling. I'm pretty stoked that I'm no longer gonna have to hold this tiller extension with my knee and then try to be push poling. It was a nuisance on my last trip out there. Very, very upset. I will only have to do this whenever it's just me and my son out there. When I'm by myself, I don't have to worry about trying to fully extend it out of the water or fully lift it up out of the water. By myself, I'm gonna be good. Again, the one issue that I'm gonna have is making the starboard turns, especially when I need to do a sharp turn, which is rarely ever. But when I go to the starboard side, I'm gonna have to, let me just show y'all what I'm gonna have to do. Let's unlock the motor. Right there. All right, here we go. So that is straight forward and back. Let's put the camera over here. Is that a good angle? Yeah, it's pretty good. So there we are, straight forward. When I'm going straight, I'm all the way this way right here, and this is basically the way I'm riding. Now when I want to make that starboard turn, I have to turn the tiller all the way port side. So look at that. Look how far back I gotta go. Oh my God, I don't know if that's gonna work. Okay, that's the furthest that I can go to for a starboard side turn. That is tough. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. I mean, look how far I'm leaning over. I don't know, we'll try that out there on the water, but I don't see myself turning to the right-hand side like very sharp and fast, because that right there is scary. Putting all your weight to that side as the skiff is turning to the right-hand side. That's easy. That is crazy. But I think this is plenty far enough to get my turn. I mean, I'm not doing any speed racing or anything like that. And I would rather have the ability to lift the outboard out of the water while I'm pulling on this platform right here than not have the ability to do so. It's just gonna make life so much easier, and the skiff is now gonna be able to perform the way it was intended to perform with one person, but with two people, and then also putting her over the weight capacity. So it's to no fault of the skiff itself, and I don't know why everybody seems to think, just because I want to be honest and truthful about it, that I'm having buyer's remorse with the skiff, because I'm certainly not. I absolutely love this thing. It is a joy to go out there on such a small platform and haul butt to my fishing grounds. Not only can I fish the same original areas that my kayak over there to my right-hand side can fish, but now I'm able to go where actual full-size skiffs were able to go, because you launch from the ramp, you're going 30 miles away to get to the pristine fishing grounds, and this craft can get me 30 miles and then 30 miles back, all in one tank of gas. So let that sink in. That is why I purchased it. That is why I love it. Doing this little modification is now opened it up to new things. I'll report back to y'all on my fishing channel how it goes, like with the first trip out there doing this way. I'm also going to take these tools with me so that if I don't like it at all whenever it comes to making the right-hand turns, then I can just switch it up on the water. Such an easy task to do, and I think I'm going to love it. Okay, so there we go. That is it for today's vlog. You're probably asking yourself, like, why do I even care about what you can do with that 20 horsepower outboard? Maybe you find yourself in a similar situation in the future, then the light bulb will go off, because I've racked my brains with the whole jack plate thing, being able to lift it up, and then that will help me to get the extra height that I need in order to lock that outboard out. Maybe that's not going to be a solution for you, similar to what I experienced, and hopefully it just helps. Or maybe you're just bored and that's why you found yourself all the way to the end of the video. But either way, I thank you for tagging along on today's vlog, and we will see you next time off the water.